Ladies and gentlemen, every great triumph begins not in the hands, but in the mind. The law of attraction is no mystery. It is the disciplined art of directing thought, belief, and action until success is inevitable. Success does not chase the weak-hearted. It responds only to those who declare, "This is mine, and I will have it." First, you must ignite a burning desire so strong that it refuses to be extinguished. Without it, nothing begins. With it, the world rearranges itself in your favor. Your thoughts are magnets. Whatever dominates your mind is what you pull into your life. Guard them as fiercely as you guard your dreams. See the end before it begins. Close your eyes daily and live in the vision of the life you demand. Speak it to yourself until your subconscious accepts it as truth. When doubt whispers, crush it with faith, for faith is the invisible force that bends circumstance to your will. Do not walk this path alone. Align with those whose energy lifts you, whose vision expa. A weak environment breeds weak results. Strengthen your circle and you strengthen your destiny. Persist when obstacles rise. Persistence is not just stubbornness, it is the power that commands the universe to yield. Add gratitude and you multiply your magnetism. Thank life for what you have and it will deliver more. Finally, dreamers without action remain beggars. Belief without effort is a lie. Move, build, push. Act as if your success is certain and certainty will reward you. Remember this, life gives to the bold, not the hesitant. Shape your mind, fuel it with desire, bind it with faith, and move with unshakable persistence. Do this, and success will not be a possibility. It will be your destiny. Success begins with a definite burning desire, not a wish, not a faint hope, not a passing thought, but a fire that consumes your mind and drives every action you take. A weak desire brings weak results, just as a small fire gives little heat. If you want to command success, our desire must roar like a furnace, unshakable and unstoppable. Too many people drift through life with half-hearted wants, asking for more yet settling for less. Success will never bend to the timid. It answers only the call of the relentless, those who demand it, those who refuse to surrender, those who make their vision a necessity, not an option. When you hold a burning desire, your thoughts begin to rearrange themselves. The mind becomes a magnet, drawing into your orbit the opportunities, people, and resources you need. You no longer see obstacles as final, you see them as stepping stones. Your energy changes, your actions intensify, and life itself bends to your determination. The law of attraction is not idle wishing, it is the marriage of thought, faith, and action fueled by this burning desire. You must hold the image of your success so vividly that it dominates every waking hour. You must speak it, think it, dream it, until it becomes as real in your mind as the ground beneath. Your feet. Do not underestimate the power of visualization. When you see the end before it begins, you create it twice. First in the mind, then in reality. Every great invention, every great empire, every personal triumph was born in imagination before it was built with hands. The world belongs to those who dare to claim what they see inside. But the picture alone is not enough. It must be backed by faith, unyielding belief that what you want is already yours, waiting for you to claim it. Doubt is poison. Fear is the enemy. Faith is the engine that drives the law of attraction. The moment you allow uncertainty to creep in, you weaken your magnet. The moment you declare with conviction, "'Tis is mine," the universe begins to move. Your subconscious mind accepts whatever you feed it, whether positive or negative. If you constantly repeat defeat, failure, or limitation, it will shape your reality accordingly. But if, day after day, you affirm your vision with conviction, your mind will accept it as truth, and your actions will naturally align to make it real. Words are commands, and when repeated with passion, they engrave themselves into the subconscious. That is why self-talk matters. You are writing the script of your destiny every time you speak to yourself. But no man or woman succeeds in isolation. The company you keep shapes your vibration. Surround yourself with doubt-filled people and you will drown in doubt. Walk with the ambitious, the driven, the visionaries, and you will rise to their level. Your environment is a mirror of your standards. If you want greatness, sit among the great. If you want success, align with those who breathe success. The law of attraction amplifies what surrounds you. Choose wisely. Still, desire, faith, and association mean nothing without persistence. The world tests those who claim they want success. It asks, how much are you willing to endure? How long will you keep going when nothing works? Most fold under pressure. The few tee. Oh, persist, bend the world to their will. Persistence is the bridge between dreams and reality. When you refuse to quit, you declare to life itself, "Sunlight, I will have what I came for," and life eventually yields. Every obstacle, every delay, every failure is simply a test to see if you truly mean it. Along the way, cultivate gratitude. Gratitude is the multiplier of abundance. When you appreciate what you have, you open the doors for more. When you complain, you repel opportunity. Success is not built in bitterness, but in recognition of growth, lessons, and progress. Gratitude turns your focus toward possibility instead of lack, and the law of attraction always expands what you focus on. Finally, remember this truth: attraction without action is illusion. Desire must move your feet. Faith must shape your choices. Persistence must fuel your labor. Too many dream but never do. They imagine, they affirm, but they never execute. That is not attraction, that is fantasy. Real attraction fuses vision with relentless effort. When your actions scream as loud as your thoughts, success cannot resist you. Success begins with a definite, burning desire, but it does not end there. It demands faith unshaken by failure, persistence that refuses to die, gratitude that attracts more, and action that proves you are worthy of the prize. This is not magic, it is law. Align your thoughts, your belief, and your work, and the law of attraction will not fail you. Life gives not to the hesitant, not to the passive, but to the bold who dare to declare what they want and then back it with unwavering determination. Hold the vision, fuel it with desire, guard it with faith, strengthen it with persistence, multiply it with gratitude, prove it with action. Do this, and success will not be something you chase. It will be something you attract. It will not be a distant dream. It will be your living reality. Your thoughts shape your reality. Guard them carefully. Every image you hold in your mind, every word you whisper to yourself, every belief you allow to take root, builds the world you live in. Thoughts are not harmless. They are builders, and they are destroyers. What you dwell upon expands. What you fear most, you invite. A magnet pulls iron. This is why guarding your thoughts is not optional, it is essential. You must become vigilant, like a watchman at the gates of your mind, rejecting the poison of doubt and embracing the power of faith. The world you see outside is nothing but a reflection of the pictures you create inside. Every achievement begins as an idea. Every failure begins as a belief in limitation. The quality of your thinking writes the script of your future. Feed your mind with possibility, and you will walk into possibility. Feed it with excuses, and you will chain yourself in mediocrity. The law is impartial. It does not favor the strong or the weak. It simply returns to you the exact vibration you project through your thoughts. You must understand the power of repetition. The thoughts you repeat become the beliefs you hold, and those beliefs dictate your destiny. If you daily rehearse thoughts of greatness, strength, and persistence, they will seep into your subconscious until they become part of you. But if you rehearse defeat, lack, and fear, they too will become your truth. That is why self-talk is sacred. What you say to yourself is not mere words, it is prophecy. Guard it as you would guard your future, because that is exactly what you are doing. The mind cannot hold both faith and fear at the same time. One will always dominate. Choose carefully which one you allow to live in your head, because it will build the world you inhabit. The successful do not indulge in negative thinking, not because they never face hardship, but because they know the cost of entertaining it. They train themselves to see opportunity where others see difficulty. They teach their minds to expect victory even in the midst of defeat. This mental discipline becomes the fuel for persistence, and persistence bends life itself. Surroundings matter, for they feed the mind. If you walk among complainers, your thoughts will begin to complain. If you walk among builders, your mind will begin to build. Guarding your thoughts also means guarding your environment, your influences, your conversations. What you allow into your ears and eyes becomes what you replay in your mind. Many sabotage themselves not by weakness of desire, but by weakness of discipline over what they consume. If you seek greatness, immerse yourself in the thoughts, the words, the company that breathes greatness. Do not think this is about shallow positivity. This is about mastery of focus. Whatever you focus on grows. If you focus on struggle, the struggle expands. If you focus on solutions, they multiply. The law of attraction responds not to empty wishes, but to the energy of your dominant thought. Life will give you more of what you hold with conviction. That is why gratitude is so powerful. When you focus on what you have and give thanks for it, you attract more. When you fixate on what you lack, you create more lack. Guard your focus because it directs the current of your future. Action flows from thought. A man who believes he cannot win will never try with all his might. A man who believes he can, even against impossible odds, will fight until the impossible surrenders. This is why thought mastery is the highest mastery. Your results are not first decided by your hands, but by your mind. Success is mental before it is physical. Defeat is mental before it shows in life. Guard your thoughts, because they decide whether you rise or fall long before the outcome appears. Remember this, your thoughts are seeds and your life is the harvest. Plant weeds and you will reap weeds. Plant abundance and abundance will find you. Guard your thoughts as you would guard the most precious treasure, for they are shaping your reality every moment. You are never a victim of circumstance. You are always the creator of it through the vibrations you project. Command your mind and you command your future. This is the unshakable truth. Success is not something you chase. It is something you attract by the quality of your thinking. If your mind is disciplined, if your focus is guarded, if your thoughts are aligned with victory, then victory is certain. Control your thoughts, and you control your destiny. See the end in your mind first. Visualization is creation. Nothing great has ever been built without being first imagined. Every building was once a sketch. Every invention was once an idea. Every empire was once a vision held in the mind of a dreamer who refused to let it die. The law of life is simple. What you see internally becomes what you hold externally. If you cannot picture it, you cannot possess it. If you cannot live it in your imagination, you will never live it in your reality. Success is born twice, once in the mind, then in the world. The question is, what picture are you holding? Visualization is not a daydream. It is not fantasy. It is the deliberate act of creating your future before it arrives. The mind does not know the difference between a vividly imagined picture and a lived experience. When you repeatedly see yourself in victory, when you feel the emotions of achievement, when you embody the result before it appears, your subconscious accepts it as truth. And once your subconscious accepts something as truth, your actions, your decisions, your energy, all align to make it real. That is the power of seeing the end first. Think of the great achievers. They did not wait for proof before believing. They believed before proof existed. They carried the image of their destiny so strongly that doubt could not penetrate it. While others asked, "What if it fails?" they declared, "This is already mine." That vision became their compass. It guided them through failure, through setbacks, through ridicule. The vision pulled them forward when circumstances tried to push them back. Without visualization, the struggle consumes you. With visualization, the struggle becomes part of the story because you already see the ending written in your favor. When you visualize, you program your mind with instructions. Just as an architect draws the design before the builders touch the ground, you must design your life before action builds it. See yourself walking in the success you desire. See the house, the career, the impact, the health, the wealth, the freedom. See it as if it already belongs to you. The clearer your vision, the stronger your magnet. The vaguer your vision, the weaker your attraction. You cannot hit a target you cannot see. But visualization without belief is wasted energy. You must feel the vision. It is not enough to picture success. You must step into it with emotion. Feel the pride of achievement. Feel the gratitude of receiving. Feel the power of living at your highest potential. Emotion charges the vision. It makes it alive. A vision with no emotion fades. A vision saturated with emotion burns into your subconscious until it becomes reality. And here lies the truth. Life will always match the picture you hold most vividly. Our mind constantly sees failure, you will unconsciously create conditions for failure. If your mind constantly sees victory, you will unconsciously build the path to victory. That is why discipline of imagination is as important as discipline of action. What you rehearse in your head, you rehearse into your life. Do not let the world paint your vision for you. Guard your imagination. Do not allow the news, the doubters, the failures of others to fill your mind with their pictures. Hold your own, design your own, live in your own, for the law of attraction is impartial. It does not care whose picture it fulfills. It will give you whatever vision dominates your mind. If you do not choose the vision, the world will choose it for you, and the world often chooses mediocrity. Persistence is the handmaiden of visualization. When the picture is clear, quitting is impossible. You may fall, but you rise again because the end is already written in your imagination. When you can see the finish line, the pain of the race becomes bearable. When you can see the crown, the weight of the struggle feels lighter. Visualization creates endurance, and endurance creates victory, and gratitude seals the vision. When you visualize and then thank life in advance for what you see, you declare certainty. Gratitude is faith in action. It's saying, believe it is already mine. That mindset collapses time, because the universe responds faster to a grateful heart than to a desperate one. Desperation pushes what you want away. Gratitude pulls it closer. But remember this, visualization must meet action. A man can sit in a dark room and imagine success for years, but without movement, nothing changes. The vision is the spark, action is the fuel. Once the picture is clear, act as though it is already true. Speak like it, walk like it, work like it. Decisions made from the vision accelerate results. This is not pretending, it is aligning your behavior with your destiny. See the end in your mind first. Visualization is creation. Hold it, feel it, live in it. Guard it against doubt. Fuel it with faith, energize it with persistence, and seal it with gratitude. Then move with bold action, knowing the path will rise to meet you. Those who master this law do not wait for life to hand them success. They create it twice, once in the mind, then in the world. And when you live this way, success is no longer a distant dream. It becomes your reality because you saw it before you lived it. Faith is the engine. Doubt kills attraction. Without faith, your dreams have no fuel. Without faith, your vision has no breath. Doubt is the silent thief, creeping into your mind, whispering, "What if you fail? What if you are not good enough?" And the moment you entertain that voice, your power weakens, your focus scatters, and your magnet for success loses its pull. Faith, however, is the fire that ignites everything. It is the invisible force that drives men and women to act when logic says stop, to pursue. When the world says quit, to believe when there is no evidence yet. Faith is the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. Understand this, the law of attraction does not respond to half-belief. It does not deliver greatness to the hesitant or to the fearful. It delivers to the mind that claims its destiny with absolute conviction. Faith is certainty in the unseen, the unwavering belief that what you desire already belongs to you. Doubt cancels this power. Doubt poisons the soil where your dreams are planted. Faith, on the other hand, nourishes those seeds until they break through the earth and become reality. Every great achievement in history was powered by faith. The pioneers who crossed oceans, the inventors who defied ridicule, the leaders who built nations, they all faced obstacles greater than themselves. They had no guarantees, no assurance from the world. What they had was faith. Faith in their vision, faith in their mission, faith in their own ability to Come. That faith became the engine that carried them through storms, setbacks, and failures. Without it, they would have surrendered. With it, they became unstoppable. Faith is not passive. It is not sitting quietly hoping for miracles. Faith is active, commanding, unshakable. It demands action. It demands movement. It demands that you live as though your dream is already real. When you walk in faith, you no longer hesitate, because in your mind, success is already won. You take risks. You make sacrifices. You persist against odds because you know the outcome is certain. This certainty is magnetic. It pulls the right people, the right resources, the right opportunities toward you. That is the law of attraction in motion. Doubt, however, is just as powerful, but in the opposite direction. Doubt attracts failure. Doubt attracts delay. Doubt closes doors that could have opened. Doubt makes you sabotage yourself. It makes you quit too early. It makes you shrink your vision. It makes you settle for less than you deserve. And once you entertain doubt long enough, it becomes belief. Then failure becomes your reality, not because life denied you, but because you denied yourself. Guard your faith as you would guard treasure. Do not let negative voices poison it. Do not let circumstances weaken it. Faith is not about what you see. It is about what you know. Even when the evidence is against you, faith insists, "Fate, I will win." Even when the road is dark, faith declares, "And the light is ahead." And the more you affirm this, the stronger your attraction becomes. Your energy shifts. Your decisions sharpen. Your persistence deepens. Life bends to the mind that refuses to doubt. But how do you build this faith? You build it daily, just like a muscle. Feed your mind with positive affirmations. Speak victory into your life. Surround yourself with people who believe in you and your vision. Replace thoughts of fear with thoughts of strength. Act on small goals to prove to yourself that success is possible. Each victory, however small, compounds into unshakable belief. The more you act in faith, the more your faith grows. And as your faith grows, so does your power to attract success. Gratitude also strengthens faith. When you thank life for what you have and for what is yet to come, you are affirming belief in abundance. Gratitude says, "Since I already trust that more is on the way." Doubt cannot survive in a heart full of gratitude. Gratitude fuels certainty, and certainty fuels attraction. The more thankful you are, the more you believe. The more you believe, the more you receive. Never forget this: life will always test your faith. Challenges will rise, delays will come, failures will strike. These are not punishments, they are opportunities to prove your conviction. The world asks, "When do you still believe?" Most give up, but the few who hold on, the few who say, "Yes, I still believe," are the ones who break through. Faith is not built when everything is easy. Faith is forged in the fire of resistance. If you hold it there unshaken, you cannot be denied. Faith is the engine. Doubt kills attraction. One pushes you forward, the other drags you backward. One builds, the other destroys. Choose faith, feed it daily, protect it from doubt. Act in it with boldness, and watch as life aligns with your vision. Success does not belong to the doubter, the hesitant, or the fearful. It belongs to the one whose faith is so strong that nothing can shake it, whose vision is so certain that the world itself must obey. When you live this way, success is not a question of if, it is only a matter of when. Auto-suggestion programs the mind. Repeat your vision daily. The words you speak to yourself, the images you hold, the affirmations you repeat, these are not empty routines. They are the seeds you are planting into the most fertile soil you possess, your subconscious mind. Every day, whether you realize it or not, you are programming yourself for success or for failure. The oughts you rehearse become your beliefs. Your beliefs shape your habits, and your habits build your destiny. If you want to command your future, you must command your inner dialogue. Auto-suggestion is the deliberate act of feeding your mind with the vision you demand to see in reality. Say to yourself over and over with passion and conviction, who you are becoming and what you are achieving. The mind cannot resist repetition. What it hears again and again, it begins to accept as truth. That is why people who constantly repeat, "I can't, I won't, I'll never make it," live lives that match those words. They have hypnotized themselves into failure, but the few who repeat daily, "I can, I will, I must, nothing can stop me," carve lives of power, wealth, and influence. Their vision, hammered into their subconscious, becomes a magnet that pulls results into their hands. Do not mistake this for superstition. This is science of the mind. Your subconscious governs your behavior far more than conscious thought. You do not think about breathing, yet you breathe. You do not think about walking, yet your body moves. In the same way, once you program your subconscious with a vision, it begins to guide your decisions, actions, and even your perception without effort. Suddenly, opportunities you used to overlook catch your attention. Suddenly, you feel compelled to act where before you hesitated. Suddenly, the impossible looks possible. This is not luck. It is the power of programming. Auto-suggestion must be done with intensity. Whispered words carry little power. Speak your vision as though it is already true. Say it in the morning. Say it in the night. Say it until your voice shakes with conviction. See the picture in your mind while you say it. Feel the emotions of victory as though they are already yours. The subconscious does not argue. It accepts what is repeated with belief. Do this long enough, and the line between imagination and reality dissolves. What you once only say, ID, you begin to live. But beware, your mind accepts both positive and negative suggestions. If you feed it doubt, fear, and failure, it will build a reality to match. Every time you tell yourself, "This is too hard, and not ready, to don't deserve success," you are programming your mind against yourself, and your subconscious, faithful to its design, will make those beliefs real. That is why you must guard your words. Speak only what you want to live. Never reinforce what you do not want to experience. Repetition is the master key. A single statement will not rewire your mind. Just as water carves rock through constant flow, autosuggestion carves success into your subconscious through persistence. Repeat your vision daily until it becomes automatic, until you wake up already thinking it, until it dominates your inner world. The day it becomes natural, you will know the programming is complete, and the results will begin to multiply. Combine autosuggestion with persistence, and you are unstoppable. The world may laugh at you, circumstances may resist you, but your inner programming will not let you quit. It will push you to keep moving, to keep building, to keep reaching, until your vision stands solid before you. The world outside has no choice but to reflect the world inside. Program the inside long enough, and the outside must obey. Gratitude strengthens autosuggestion. When you affirm your vision and immediately give thanks for it, you are telling your subconscious, "Tense is real." Gratitude collapses the gap between desire and possession. It shifts your mind from begging to claiming, from wishing to knowing. When you combine affirmation, visualization, and gratitude, you create a force so powerful that doubt cannot survive. Action, too, must follow autosuggestion. To sit and chant words without moving is to mock yourself. The purpose of programming the mind is to move your body, to sharpen your decisions, to align your work with your vision. Once the mind is convinced, the body follows. Speak your vision, then step into it. Act as though it is already true, and the results will come faster than you imagined. Never forget, you are always under suggestion. If you are not programming yourself deliberately, the world is programming you by accident. Media, peers, society, fear, they all plant seeds in your mind daily. If you do not take control, you will live a life built by others' opinions. But if you seize the power of autosuggestion, if you take responsibility for what you repeat and believe, you seize control of your destiny. Autosuggestion programs the mind. Repeat your vision daily. Say it until it becomes who you are. See it until it dominates your inner world. Feel it until it burns with certainty. Then act with the boldness of one who already possesses it. Do this, and success will not be something you chase. It will be something you attract. It will not be a distant dream. It will be the life you deliberately built with your
DES, your thoughts, and your unshakable belief.
Surround yourself with positive influences and masterminds. No one rises to greatness alone. The environment you live in, the voices you listen to, and the people you walk with will either lift you higher or drag you down. Your mind is like fertile soil. If you plant it with encouragement, strength, wisdom, and boldness, it will produce a harvest of success. But if you allow it to be filled with negativity, fear, and doubt, it will grow weeds that choke your potential. The law is simple. Your associations shape your destiny. Show me the 5 people you spend the most time with, and I can predict your future. If you surround yourself with complainers, you will soon complain. If you surround yourself with doubters, your faith will weaken. If you surround yourself with people who quit at the first obstacle, you too will learn to surrender. But if you walk among the bold, the ambitious, the persistent, you will begin to rise to their standard. Energy is contagious. Beliefs are contagious. Habits are contagious. Choose carefully what you catch. The mind cannot thrive in a toxic environment. Imagine planting the strongest seed in poisoned soil. It will never grow. In the same way, your vision cannot survive if it is constantly attacked by small-minded voices. That is why you must deliberately build your circle. Surround yourself with positive influences, books, mentors, friends, leaders, voices that remind you of what is possible, voices that fuel your courage, voices that stretch your vision beyond your current limits. One conversation with the right person can inspire more belief than a year of struggling alone. One idea from a mastermind can change the entire direction of your life. A mastermind is not just a group of people. It is a union of minds, a combination of energy and intelligence that produces more power together than any individual could create alone. When 2 or more people with aligned vision gather, they generate ideas, courage, and solutions that none could have created by themselves. This is why the most successful people in history always had advisors, allies, and peers who sharpened their thinking. Iron sharpens iron, and no blade stays sharp by striking only itself. But beware, not everyone belongs in your circle. Some will smile to your face while poisoning your ambition with subtle doubt. Some will disguise their envy as advice. Some will ridicule your vision because your courage exposes their laziness. Guard your circle as you would guard your treasure. Do not feel guilty for distancing yourself from those who weaken your belief. This is not cruelty, it is survival. Your destiny is too important to hand over to negative influence. Positivity is not about blind cheerfulness. It is about alignment with growth. Positive influences are those who challenge you to rise higher, who remind you of your strength, who push you to do what you thought was impossible. They do not flatter, they fuel. They do not excuse your weakness, they demand your best. And because of their presence, you grow into a version of yourself you never thought possible. That is the power of the right environment. Even if you do not yet have access to powerful masterminds in person, you can still surround yourself with them through their words. Books, speeches, podcasts, and biographies allow you to sit at the feet of greatness anytime you choose. Let their thoughts replace the noise of mediocrity. Let their vision ignite your own. The mind becomes what it consumes, so feed it daily with the wisdom of giants. Your journey to success is too important to attempt alone. Solitude has its place, but isolation is a trap. Alone, your belief may waver. Alone, your ideas may shrink. Alone, your persistence may fade. But with the right circle, your belief multiplies, your ideas expand, and your persistence becomes unstoppable. Together, you push through storms that would have destroyed you alone. Together, you paths you would have missed. Together, you rise higher than you dreamed possible. Gratitude for your circle is also vital. Appreciate the positive influences in your life, and you will attract more. Acknowledge the masterminds who sharpen you, and the bond will deepen. People are drawn to those who value them, and when you show gratitude, you strengthen the alliance. Gratitude turns acquaintances into allies, and allies into lifelong partners in growth. Remember this unshakable truth: your environment is stronger than your willpower. No matter how disciplined you are, if you remain surrounded by negativity, eventually it will erode your vision. But if you live daily in an atmosphere of faith, courage, and ambition, success becomes your natural state. You do not rise in isolation, you rise with others. You do not achieve greatness by rejecting influence, but by choosing the right influence. Surround yourself with positive influences and masterminds. Let their energy fuel your own. Let their wisdom sharpen your thinking. Let their courage strengthen your resolve. And as you rise, become a positive influence for others, so that together you create a cycle of growth, power, and victory. Do this, and your success will not be accidental. It will be the inevitable result of walking with the right people, in the right direction with the right vision. Persistence bends the universe. Never stop moving forward. History bows to the relentless. The universe yields not to those who wish, but to those who refuse to quit. Talent can shine for a moment, luck may bring a short season, but persistence carves monuments out of stone. The one who keeps pressing forward, no matter the storm, no matter the rejection, no matter the delay, eventually shapes reality itself. Life tests every dreamer, but only those who keep standing after being knocked down again and again are granted the prize. Success is not a question of effifit, it is a question of twenne, for the persistent soul. Every setback. CK is a whisper asking, "How badly do you want this?" Most people stop when resistance grows heavy. They confuse difficulty with impossibility. But the truth is, the obstacle is not a wall, it is a door disguised. Persistence is the key that unlocks it. Each failure is not a stop sign, but a signal that says, "Not yet, keep going." Those who endure long enough discover that persistence bends reality in their favor. The mountain that looked immovable eventually shifts before the climber who refuses to turn back. Persistence does not mean running blindly into the same wall forever. It means adjusting, refining, improving, but never quitting. The river does not stop when it meets a rock. It bends, it carves, it finds another way. Over time, the rock itself erodes, and the river flows stronger than ever. So too with your persistence. Adapt your strategy, but hold firm to your vision. When the world says no, persistence whispers back beside "I will try again." And with each attempt, you grow strong, wiser, sharper, until success can no longer resist you. The universe respects persistence because it is proof of faith. To persist is to declare, "I believe in my vision so strongly that no setback can erase it." Doubt collapses in the face of relentless repetition. Fear dissolves when action continues despite it. Every step forward, no matter how small, sends a message to life itself, "'Cause I will not stop." And the universe answers by opening doors that were once locked. Many quit because they cannot see results fast enough. They plant seeds today and expect a forest tomorrow. But the laws of growth do not bend to impatience. The seed must first take root in darkness before it ever breaks the soil. Persistence is the discipline of continuing to water the soil even when nothing seems to be happening. Those who keep watering will one day witness the miracle of breakthrough. Those who stop will only taste regret. Great victories are not handed to those who start strong, but to those who finish strong. Anyone can be excited at the beginning. The world is full of starters. But it is the rare few who endure through the grind, the delay, the long nights, the rejection, and the doubt who rise to greatness. They understand that persistence is not glamorous. It is grit, sweat, and relentless faith in action. But it is also the very force that bends the impossible into possible. Think of every great achievement in history. It was persistence that made it real. Inventions failed hundreds of times before lighting the world. Businesses collapsed before they became empires. Leaders faced defeat after defeat before history called them victorious. Each of them had moments when quitting looked easier, when logic said to surrender. But persistence silenced the noise and demanded another step. That step changed everything. You must decide today that quitting is not an option. Burn the bridges that lead back to mediocrity. Declare that you will move forward no matter what, even if progress feels painfully slow. Keep moving. Even if doors slam in your face, knock again. Even if you stumble, rise with greater determination. Each step forward is a strike against resistance, and resistance cannot withstand endless strikes. Eventually, the universe yields. Persistence builds character. It sharpens willpower. It transforms you into the kind of person success requires. The journey is not just about reaching the goal. It is about who you become while refusing to stop. Persistence strips away weakness, forges resilience, and prepares you to handle the way to victory. Success without persistence is fragile. Success built on persistence is unshakable. Remember this: the world does not reward the first attempt. It rewards the last one, the one that finally breaks through. And that last attempt is always waiting for those who keep going long enough to find it. Do not envy those who rise quickly. Envy those who refuse to fall permanently. Because persistence guarantees eventual try. Persistence bends the universe. Never stop moving forward. When you feel tired, move one more step. When the path is dark, take one more stride. When everything screams at you to quit, push once more. Every step places pressure on reality itself, and eventually reality must give way. The dreamer who persists becomes the achiever the world cannot deny. Keep moving, keep pressing, keep believing. The universe itself bows to the relentless. Gratitude unlocks abundance. Lack attracts lack. When you choose gratitude, you open the gates of blessing. When you live in lack, you shut them tight. The mind is a magnet, and it draws to itself what it continually dwells upon. If your thoughts are soaked in complaints, frustration, and scarcity, you will only multiply those conditions. But if your heart is anchored in gratitude, thankful for what you have, thankful for what is on its way, you align yourself with the law of abundance. Gratitude is not weakness. Gratitude is power. It is the voice. That tells the universe, I'm ready for more. Most people chase after success while ignoring this truth. Success cannot flow into a spirit filled with bitterness and want. A person who sees only what is missing lives in constant hunger, and hunger blinds the eyes. They cannot see opportunities, they cannot feel joy, and they cannot hold